Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Porsche Carrera Cup 2022 Asia. My name is Jade Ling. I will be your host for this weekend. Here I am live streaming from Zhuzhou International Circuit. Today we're gonna kick off our first race right here. Today we will have 22 drivers, including 9 overall drivers, 8 Pro-Am drivers, and 5 AM drivers competing for the first winner of this season. Moreover, this year we have 14 dealers fighting for the annual dealer trophy. This is more than ever. Really looking forward to the new season to start.
Thank you, Jade. And great to be back. Lovely to be back with you. I'm John Hindhoff, and delighted to say, with the time at just after 3:30 in the afternoon here at Zhuzhou, we are going to get the 2022 Porsche Carrera Cup Asia underway. The first 2 rounds of 12 for the season, which starts here and will end at Shanghai over the last weekend, my birthday weekend in October. Between them, we'll go to V1, to Zhuhai, to Singapore and to Ningbo. But the focus today is very much on what happens around this very technical circuit that we visited for the first time last year. Let's head down and pick up some of the atmosphere. And on the grid, Dario Garcia is with Jade.
Joining us on the track is Porsche Motorsport Asia Pacific Senior Manager 1 Max Series, Mr. Dario Garcia. Hello, Dario. How do you feel coming back to the track? Is there any insight or any excitement you want to share with our audience?
I mean, coming back to the racetrack is definitely amazing. I mean, we've been waiting for a long time to be there, and seeing so many people, so many guests, so many drivers, that's a feeling that gives me goosebumps, definitely. And yeah, the season is promising to be very exciting. I mean, we have had a very intense week with our official test days. Now we finally start our first race, and we have new teams, new drivers. We have a representation of dealers that we've never had before, so many, 14 dealers, and a lot of actors that were very, very talented last year. They have moved to different teams, so definitely there is nothing that can be said at that moment, but either in overall, in Pro-Am or in Am, it's going to be big battles and very exciting battles, definitely. I'm really looking forward to see this race.
Thank you, Dario. Seriously, it's very, very exciting for all of us. But now it's time for us to step down and get ready for the first race. But later, stay tuned, because we're gonna interview our 3 category pole drivers to see what they're thinking before the race.
Well, the atmosphere building on the grid, and as has been mentioned, 3 different categories here. So the same as we've seen in the past, they'll be lining up behind the Taycan safety car. The cars are all identical, so the classes are determined by the age, experience and speed of the drivers. We'll hear from our Am and Pro-Am pole sitters in a moment, but first let's go to the front of the field, where a fantastic time in qualifying puts the Liu Ye car on pole position, and Jade is just fighting her way through the crowd to get down to Liu and have a chat with him on the grid, on pole position. Starts from the best point, of course, with nobody in front of him in that yellow and black number 777. He's just getting out of the car to speak to Jade. So now the question is he going to take his helmet off to speak to Jade? Leaving that on with his hands device. We're not so far away from the start of the race. I know 1 or 2 of the drivers are standing for photographs at the moment. In fact, Leo's putting a cool suit, or cool top on, cool vest on, underneath his racing overalls before he gets back into the car. So he didn't do that on the way around the track, so that's going to take him a second or 2. And Jade patiently waiting for a word with our pole man. He's just doing up his overalls. And we should be having a chat with him now.
Before the race start, we're going to ask Leo. Yeah, Leo, you do so well in the practicing and qualification. What's your strategy to win your maybe first win this season?
Well, it's early to predict now because we still have 17 laps to go. The thing is, we have very good pace in the practice, and our tires are in very good condition. So hopefully we get the starts right, and I think I'll try my best to pull away.
Okay, good luck.
Cheers.
Have a good race.
Thank you.
So that's Leo getting himself sorted out. The highest number, but the front of the grid, the 777 for him. And he will be, as I say, in the best position for the run down to turn 1. He's on the pit wall side of things, and the first corner here actually goes to the right. So he'll have the outside line, if you will, into turn 1 in that yellow and black machine. Some new colour schemes to get used to. Leo, we've seen before, we know the pace that he has and how he set things up. Now, not so far back down the main grid is our Pro-Am driver, Pro-Am pole sitter. Liu Wei is in the number 4 car for the R&B racing team, and that's another car that we shouldn't miss. It's a metallic purple, dark purple and black, and Jade has made her way down to that car.
Hello, Liu Wei. You're doing so well. This is the first year with Porsche Carrera Cup Asia, right? You are in the pole position for your category. What's your ambition for this season?
Well, I don't have any ambitions yet. Just trying to enjoy my life because this is my first time racing a Porsche. I'm just being really excited to be here. So, trying to enjoy myself.
Enjoy your journey. Make the best winner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
So 2 of 3 there. Brand new driver in the competition this weekend for Liu Wei. He's got Zhou Huang. Championship all last season as well, and he started for Triple Ace Racing in the number 91 in the best possible way, the man from Hong Kong, by putting his Porsche on the pole position. And again, a very distinctive livery with dark red and yellow on that car. You aren't sure who we're talking about, go to the Facebook page.
Hello, Henry. You won 2 positions here, right? You won twice in Zhuzhou. It's more like your lucky circuit. So what's your goal for this season?
Basically, there's more competitors and different weather and different settings from this year. So, well, at the same time, I will keep trying my best to win this race first. Yes, and well, good luck, everyone. Thank you.
Good luck.
So Jade has then run down the grid. She's getting her steps in today. Yes, as I said, there's a spotters guide on the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia Facebook page with all of the drivers and their car liveries. All the photographs were taken this week from the testing. So they are, in fact, I've checked them all for you, so they are all absolutely up to speed. 36 Celsius, a tiny chance of rain. 3% of rain means 97% chance of being dry, of course. No wind to speak of, so pretty much perfect in the late afternoon here, coming up to 3:45 here at Zhuzhou, and just starting to see the shadows being cast on the start-finish straight by the main grandstand. Now, in terms of the drivers and in the air, it's not too bad, but for the Michelin tyres, our Michelin track temperature, 60 Celsius. Now, once you get over 50, the tyres are going to take a pounding, and particularly around this very complex and sinuous circuit. 3.77 kilometres, that's 2 1/3 miles, 14 corners, overtaking areas maybe down at 1, definitely at the bottom of the hill at 3, and then into the 11-12 area as well, after the back straight, if you will. Nice bit of elevation change coming up from turn 6 all the way up to 13, and it's a bit of a follow my lead around that spot. And I did say there was an opportunity to overtake at turn 1, but it is quite narrow, that first right-hander. Last year we saw some very, very close calls there. A minute then until the cars will roll off on their formation laps. Final instructions being given to all of the drivers by the teams. Nothing much the teams can do now. Let's take a look at the starting grid. Leo Ye, who was the fastest man here last year, lap record 1:37.405, along with Lin Keng on the front row. Lucky Lo and Daniel Liu went along, last year's champion on all tyres, I'm told, for that. Liu Wei in the Pro-Am category is alongside Jopi Wong on row 3. Row 4, who had a bit of a mistake in qualifying. Yuan Bo is alongside Bao Jinlong. Zheng Zhendong and Shuo Yule are next up. Bian Ye, Gao Yuzhe, Hong Shuzhe and Ming Hong in the middle of the pack, with Francis Ye, Paul Sit for Am, Henry Kwong, Wang Zhongwei, Li Chao, Eric Kwong, Zhu Jiao, Tang Robin and Jackie Wu make up the 22 car field for us in race 1 of 2 this weekend, and the opener for the championship. So cars rolling on the formation lap. Is there anything better than hearing flat 6 engines? The 992 Cup car still using that 4-litre flat 6 normally aspirated engine, producing just over 500 horsepower, sequential gearbox, and as with the GT3 992 road cars, which really are the road going, so close to a road going equivalent of these racing cars, twin wishbone, double wishbone front suspension. Don't they sound fantastic? And the revised aero kit that we first saw last year. Remember, Porsche Carrera Cup Asia was one of only 5 Carrera Cups around the world to have these cars last year. So this is the second season for these cars. The teams are learning a lot more to play with, particularly with the rear aerodynamics on that swan neck mounted rear wing. So Paul Sitter, Liu Ye, and the time that he put in qualifying, a 37.795 for Junji Racing. That was a little bit slower than he did last year, 1:37.405 in the first race here last year. And I think we did a 37.6 last time in race 2. I've got a feeling that was the time anyway. I'm looking at my handwritten notes from coming here last year, and my writing wasn't the best. I must have been dashing to write it down. So now the long wait for Leo Ye in the yellow and black 777. Alongside him, the 22 of BD Group, one of 14 dealer groups competing for their trophy. And we are moments away from getting things underway. Henry Kwong just coming into his position as the pole sitter for the AM category. Stand by for action. Season 2022, round 1, Zhuzhou International Circuit. The green flag is waved, the ancient notes rise, and 2022 season Porsche Carrera Cup Asia is underway. And the poleman gets away beautifully well in that yellow and black car. Leo Ye then pulls in to take the lead at the first corner. Oh, mistake by the outside pole sitter. Ling Keng has gone a little bit wide. We had 3 across the track at one point there into turn 1 and a spinner down the field. Now, was that Chuai? I'm not sure. There's definitely a Porsche pointing the wrong way. A huge lock-up coming down the hill for the number 17 of Hong Shizhe for Team CSD. And let's see who's dropped all the way to the back. It was a black Porsche, hoping they didn't get any damage. Number of dark coloured cars. Might have been one of the Toro Racing cars, you know. So, over the top of the rise for the first time. Brilliant start by our pole sitter. Leo Ye then leading out. 22. Ling Keng made a bit of a mistake into that corner, maybe just being a little bit too conservative. And it's let through into second. The number 99, Loke Lo, for the Toro Racing team. So it wasn't him that spun, so was it his teammate Min Hung then? Through towards the last part of the lap, and it's a handy lead for the pole sitter. Spectators getting some good pictures on that final corner, side by side for 5th and 6th position. And the yellow and black number 2 of Zhou Huang under pressure from the number 6 of Bao Jinlong. That's the best battle at the moment as they go down the hill. Then 2 sets of 2 as they head into turn 3. Coming round the outside, 7.18 is Yuan Bo for the Zhangtum Auto car. That's the red and black 7.18 right in front of that back straight grandstand. Zhou Wong then leading this little pack, but under pressure from Bao Jinlong in the silver and blue car. Heads down towards that corner at the bottom of the hill, turn 3. Everybody behind at the moment, and it was the number 65 car that spun at the beginning. That's it's a handy lead. 138.7 for Leo Ye. And another spinner. Oh, that's Henry Kwong. Henry Kwong, the pole sitter in arm, has gone around in the 91 car, that multi-coloured machine. No numbers on the door of that car for 888 Racing. You notice the numbers are on the windscreen, and 2 cars going backwards. That number 23 of Eric Kwong and the 69 Jackie Wu. Well, they were battling for 18th and 19th position. And for a moment, it looked as though they were fastened together. The multicoloured number 23 Key World car still pointing in the wrong direction. Jackie Wu in the white and grey car has at least got his car pointing in the correct direction on the track. None of this bothering our leader, of course. Leo Ye then over a second and a half to the good at the front of the field. Limited amount of Michelin tyres this weekend, and there will be tactics being played. Some of the drivers have saved new sets for the races. Others are using slightly used sets. Now, it was the 23 diving down the inside of Eric Kwong. That's what started the issue down at the bottom of the hill, and side-by-side contact with Jackie Wu. Well, Jackie he'll be disappointed with that because he was minding his own business there. Absolutely no blame involved. We'll keep an eye on the timing screen, see if there's any penalty there for Eric Kwong. Eric in that multicoloured car that we've seen so many times before. 5th position, by the way, for Zhou Pingwang, who is leading the Pro-Am competition ahead of the number 6 of Bao Jinlong. So they're well up towards the front of the field. Leo Ye doing his normal great job. 92nd is Toro Racing Cars. That's the Lo Kai Lo driven machine, red and black with a bit of silver on it, and trying to make up for a rather tardy start. In 3rd at the moment, Lin Keng for BD Group, one of the cars that are run by Absolute Racing. It's the white car with the pink trim on it. Oh, bit of a mistake there from Lo Kai Lo going a tad wide into the final corner, side by side across the line to the outside of turn 1. It's a brave driver that goes all the way around the outside, but it's been pulled off by Lin Keng. Lin Keng's done a great job. Now can he hold on to it? The side by side over the top of the brow down into turn 3, and the position for second has changed again. Through goes Lo Kai Lo, but now to the inside of the left-hander. That's 3 times in 2 corners that second position has changed, and hunting in behind them, Daniel Lu Wenlong, last year's winner in the blue and black car, last year's champion. He's changed teams. He's at Meidong Racing now. He was at Jebsen last year, and he is using old tyres. He's kept a brand new set of Michelins for the race tomorrow, which you'll also see live here. And Daniel is letting these two battle it out in front of them. The metallic blue with almost flat black car, 3rd in line. That's 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th, excuse me. 2nd, 3rd, 4th. They've changed positions that many times, it might have been 3rd, 4th and 5th at one stage. It is 2nd, 3rd and 4th though. And this is allowing Leo Ye to just pull away. On lap 4 of 17. Let's just remind ourselves what happened at the start. A little bit of a tardy getaway by the number 22 Link from the outside of the row. Daniel Lu Wenlong almost getting through, but the 99 of Lo Kai Lo did get through. Traced a pretty tight line actually. Henry Kwong, Paul Sittner in the AM class, right in the middle of the class. Now, just a traffic jam in front of him a wall of Porsches. Did well not to hit anybody as people were scattering. And the number 65, I think we mentioned that, Zhuzhou from Team KRC, that went around all of the usual bump and grind in the opening laps. And then now, did Henry get a little nudge in that early part of the lap, or did he just overcook it? Oh, I think he might have just done that on his own, you know. The stewards will be taking a look at it. At the front of the field, Leo Ye then leads it in the 777. John G Racing by an increasing margin. I'm not surprised with all the battles that are going on behind him. Ba Jinlong, Lu Wei, and the 86 of Chai Yue, all battling for position as well as they cross the line. Number 6 is Ba Jinlong, 7th position, second in Pro-Am at the moment. Lu Wei also in the 4 car. That's brilliant. Metallic purple and black. Was the pole sitter in Pro-Am, but sitting in second at the moment. And then behind that number 4 car is a pro driver, the number 86. That's the Porsche Holdings black, red and gold. Chai Yue. Just tracking those 2 Pro-Am cars. The performance of the car is absolutely identical, so it really is all down to the driver as they head through the 11 and 12 chicane towards the end of the lap. Zhengtong Auto driver 718 Yuan Bo sitting at the moment slightly further down than where he would like to be, 6th position, and he has the Pro-Am leader in the number 2 car, Xu Bihong, in the Porsche Beijing Central Golden Port car right ahead of him. Leader across the line, then the battle for second. That gap's going out, isn't it? 3 seconds. But it is Lin Keng, who started on the inside of the front row, who is back in second and seems to have established himself there, from Lo Kai Lo and Toro. And then a little bit of a gap, and I wonder if the decision to use the old tyres from Daniel Hu Wenlong is just starting to hurt him now as we head into the middle portion of this race. That number 20 car just dropping back a wee bit. No sign of a defensive line by Ba Jinlong in the number 6. The G Silver, blue and red car leads that next little pack. That's 7th, 8th and 9th. And just a moment or two ago, Bian Ye in the Shanghai Yonder team car going wide and giving up 1-2 positions, maybe more by the time he gets across the track, the grass and back onto the track. That battle for 7th, 8th and 9th heating up with Lu Wei in the RB Racing purple and black car. That was our pole sitter in the Pro-Am category, but at the moment he's under pressure from that striped car sitting in behind him. It's the number 86. Chai Yue down the inside, beautiful manoeuvre. Park it on the apex. Lovely job. Into turn 11 and 12. Heading back through the final corner. Now a bit of a battle going on for 5th and 6th as well. Xu Bihong and the Beijing Central and Golden Port car. That's the green and black number 2. And now that's 718. Yuan Bo for the Zhengtong Auto machine. I said he would like to be further up, and he's closed that gap down now. Chopewong in Pro-Am, leading Pro-Am at the moment, and there will be separate podium. Oh, big lock up of the right from Michelin into the right-hander, just as they're going through that chicane. That's at the bottom of the hill at turn 5, and very, very wide, and that was a mistake. But then, just as the pressure was being allowed, you and Bo's done exactly the same thing on the next set of corners. Mistakes breeding mistakes there. So now Yuan Bo in the red and white 718 has to do it all again. Meantime, Li Chao and Francis Chia are battling for 14th and 15th position. Li Chao for the Team Better Life. That's another one of the Absolute Run cars. That stripe livery with the very distinctive pink on the side of the black car. And sitting behind him, the 21 Trans China Automotive Racing dark blue and black car. That's Francis Chia. Doesn't look to be much difference between where they're braking for the first corner, which is quite deceptive. It narrows and it goes slightly uphill on the exit. Setting up for turn 2. Bai Junlong, Team Shanghai Hyundai, the GT Silver Stripe car. Just noticing that the 86 of Cai Yue for Porsche Holdings put his fastest lap in the race last time around as he tries to close down on Bai Junlong. Another lot up. Well, this shows how hard the drivers are pushing themselves and their cars. That was the 21 again of Francis Chia. Francis Chia, who is trying to make up a position with Li Chao right ahead. Both Pro-Am drivers battling for 5th, maybe that 6th spot in Pro-Am, because the 17 of Hong Shizia is ahead of them, the Team CSD. It's the car with the red swoosh on the side of the blue car. Down the inside again. Turn 5. No opportunity for the pass there. Now onto the back straight out of turn 10. Another out of turn 14, excuse me, onto the front straight. Over the top of the rise, through 2. Climbing, climbing, climbing all the time. They'll be sat across the brow, I think, behind the number 21 of Francis Chia. Then the number 9, there it is. Li Chao. Now down at turn 1. Oh, was there a little touch there at 5? I think there was, you know. And off over the curbs. Well, the stewards might be rather busier than they had anticipated at the end of this race. Still watching Li Chao now with Bian He, the Shanghai Hyundai car, right up his tailpipes as they streak through to the far side of the track. Now down the hill. Henry Kwong is done. His race is over. He's parked at the side of the truck of the Triple Egg Racing team. So Eric's already at the back, but I'm pretty certain Henry's come to a halt there. Down to turn 3. Battle for 5th and 6th. And Henry Kwong sits disconsolately in his number 91 Triple Ace racing car as the rest of the field stream by. Sounded like he had a trouble before he pulled off. Just leaves the car on the outside of the circuit. Now, I'm not sure how far off the track that is and whether that can be left there or whether it will be an issue for the other drivers waiting to hear from race control. While we do that, let's check in for the battle for fifth with Shobi Hong and the Porsche Beijing Central Golden Port car. It's the green and black car. He leads in Pro-Am and is a very creditable sixth overall. Behind him is Ewan Bo, and we have got the safety car. We are going to see the safety car. It was somewhat inevitable, I think, with the position of Henry Kwong's machine. The Triple Ace racing car too close to the track side. And the Taycan in full Porsche works colours, ready to roll. I do like the gold wheels. That is very, very classy indeed. No obvious damage to Henry Kwong's car. He understeered off, so whether he's got a problem with his steering, did have that little spin earlier on. Henry is out of the car. Now, he won't have done that until he was told to do so by the marshals. He'll be safe to the left-hand side of the track. I don't think this is a difficult removal. It should just be a toe. I don't think it needs unless it's stuck in gear, I don't think it needs a lift. But it's right on the edge of the chicane. There is a pickup truck not a million miles away with a tow hitch on it. We head into lap number 30 as the huge amount of electric torque powers the Taycan away in front of our leader, whose 3 and a bit second lead, of course, has just evaporated. So here's how they stand. We're on lap 13 of a potential 17. Liu He from pole position for Yongxi Racing is ahead of Lin Kang, second position on the grid, although he lost that at the start. BD Group in second. Number 99, Lo Kai Lo for Toro in third. Daniel Lu Long. This is great for Daniel for Meidong Racing. He's on all tyres, remember, so he'll get the Cooley's tyres down and maybe have another opportunity to have a shot at a podium position. One leader is in fifth, Shobi Hong. Sixth is Ewan Bo. Seventh, the number 86, another Pro Class car of So Yue from Porsche Holdings. And the top 10 made up of Bao Xinlong in the number 6. Second in the Pro-Am, third in the Pro-Am, Liu Wei. So that's another position lost for Liu Wei from Paul. And 10th is the number 233, Jun Zhendong. Jun Zhendong in the he car. Now that is the Lotensi anime sponsored machine, another one of the Absolute Run cars. Very distinctive graphics on that car if we get a chance to see it. A virtual pop star, and you absolutely can't miss it with that anime graphic on it. Just going through the chicane there now. So our AM class now then, led by newcomer Tang Robin in the 187 Climax racing car. He's got the number 65 of Zhu Jiao of Team KRC right behind him in the queue. And then Jackie Wu, who's made up positions from the back row of the grid in the Shanghai Pudong racing car, is in third. So the 3 AM, in fact, of course, this will bring Eric Kwong back into it as well in the Kiddie World racing car, because he'll close up in that number 23. So we should have the remaining 4 AM cars at the back of the field. Yep, they're just starting to close up together as we come to complete lap 13 and head on to lap 14 of 17. Another race tomorrow, of course. Check the website or the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia Facebook page to make sure everything, make sure that you are up to date with everything. Race start tomorrow, 20 minutes past 11 here at Zhuzhou. Still 1 or 2 cars to get onto the back of the safety car train here. I think it's Eric Kwong who's... No, Eric Kwong's gone a lap down, I see. That's the problem. So he's fallen off the lead lap. So that must have been another car that had the problems earlier on. We're coming back to green flag racing as we head into lap 15 of 17. And once again, our pole man has to do it all over again. Liu Ye from Chunxi Racing in the 777 yellow and black car has got a very decent start from in second place the number 22, the almost all white car of Lin Kang, the BD group, currently the best of the Absolute Racing run cars. Then the dark red front end of the number 99 Lo Kai Lo, very distinctive colours of the red, silver and black of Toro Racing. Trying to make a move in the midfield, Liu Wei. It's that was Eric Kwong, actually the lap car, the Kiddie World car, the multicoloured machine that he's just gone by, and he is desperately trying to hold on to his Pro-Am third position at the moment, with Bajin Long ahead of him in second in the Team Shanghai Honda, Team Shanghai Yonder machine. They're battling over 8th and 9th. But second and third in their category. Oh, we've got a scrap for the lead. It's all turned back up to gas mark 6 again. In the heat of the late afternoon now at 4:15 here at Zhuzhou. Round 1 of 2 this weekend in the opening round of the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. Liu Ye, I hope he's been looking after his Michelin tyres. Over 60 degrees, the Michelin track temperature. On to lap number 16, and this is as close as it's been since the start of the race. Lin Kang then for BT Group starting to put some pressure on. Daniel Lu Wenlong still just off the podium in 4th position, last year's champion. As the field streams through the first corner. Pro-Am being led by Shou Bi Hong. Now, a bit of a spin. Oh dear, that was right in the middle of the pack by the 233. That's the He car, Yung Yendong. Yung Jiandong feeling the pressure of Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. It's pretty competitive, as you can see from the small gaps, even before we had the intervention of the Taycan safety car. Bajin Long, third, excuse me, in Pro-Am, but he's looking at the back of second position. leading three in Pro-Am together on the track. Zhou Biwong in the number 2 car, black and green machine, but at the front of the field, that's where the battle is. Not very long to go now, just over lap. So, has Lin Keng saved anything? Oh, that's the checkered flag, excuse me. I wasn't counting correctly, so in fact we've run out of time, that's the problem. So we were with that safety car 1 lap shorter than we were expecting. So I wonder if Lin Keng mistimed that, because we didn't get a last lap board as they came around to start lap number 16 of what was a scheduled 17 or 30-minute race. So the story of the race will read fairly easily, that Liu Ye, having got pole position, then wins the race. But he did have a bit of pressure early on that he had to fend off from the fast starting number 99 of Lo Kai Lo of Toro. Lo will have to settle for 3rd place. Lin Keng, who started in 2nd, dropped to 3rd, fought back to 2nd, fantastic run, comes back to 2nd overall. Zhou Biwong takes Pro-Am in the number 2 Porsche Racing Central and Golden Port car in 7th position overall, ahead of Lu Wei and Pa Jinlong for R&B and Team Shanghai Honda respectively. And in the AM category, Tang Ruban for Climax in the number 7 from the 65 of Team KRC Chu Jiao, and in 3rd position, well, now even with that spin, did we still get Zhong Zhendong into 3rd position? That is what my timing screen says. We'll confirm that for you in a moment or two. Yeah, ahead of Jackie Wu, who was the last man on the lead lap. So, to the winner the spoils. It's the team very happy indeed. Zhuzhou Racing, and first blood then to Liu Ye. Points for the pole position and for a race win. What a run as well for the number 99 of Lo Kai Lo and Toro Racing. So just waiting for the other class winners to come in. Very busy weekend here. Let's confirm the race results, unofficial as it stands at the moment. Liu Ye for Zhuzhou Racing wins it by just on 7/10 of a second from Lin Keng in 2nd place for BD Group, and it will be Lo Kai Lo who stands step with the podium. Last year's champion Daniel Liu Wenlong for Meidong Racing in 4th position, but he's got a brand new set of tyres for tomorrow. Zhou Biwong wins the Pro-Am category ahead of Lu Wei and Pa Jinlong, and in Am it's the number 7 car of Tang Robin, and in 2nd place 65 Xu Jiao, and it is showing 3rd Zhong for the Am category as our winners line up. It was a day for bright coloured cars to win, wasn't it? 777. Well, we've got the season underway then. Let's hear from our first race winner here at Zhuzhou.
Leo, congratulations for your first win for this season. You're so consistent all the way. What's your secret? What's your strategy? Does it work this time?
Well, we had a good getaway. Then I know my tire is in good condition. And I know Lincoln was on new tire, but Localo was overtaking him at the start. So I think the crisis should be off for a moment. So I just do my job and keep the tire under our overheating situation. So I didn't even push a lot. That's the key, to be consistent. Yeah.
All the way consistent.
Yeah. And to be honest, the last 2 laps I was quite scared because I somehow pick up some rubbish on the track and it cools down, so it sticks on the tire. So before the safety car goes in, when I steer, the car doesn't turn. It really freaked me out. Anyway, but before the last 2 corners, I managed to weave a little bit and get rid of the rubbish. So the last 2 laps was quite scary, but luckily we won.
Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so a bit of tyre pickup then at the end there for Leo Ye. Very tricky situation with even just a couple of laps behind the Taycan safety car that the rubber got stuck on there. Well, cracking opening to the season. All happened at the start of the race, as you heard our winner Leo Ye saying he got the whole shot. It was all going on behind him. KRC went around Jun Xiao, although he did recover, and a big lock up down to turn 3 from Hong Shenzhe. That can't have done his Michelin's any good. Then the number 91 of Henry Kwong. Oh, I think he did get hit, you know. He might have even been collected as he'd spun there. Then it was Eric Kwong who tipped Jackie Wu into a spin. Synchronised, turn 1. Both of them rejoined. I think Jackie got back onto the podium there. I think I was trying to put 233 of Jung Zhendong onto a podium, but of course he's in the pro class amongst the AMP drivers there at his part of the field. Good battling down the field, a couple of different mistakes from Yuan Bo and Zhou Biwong as they were battling. Zhou Biwong coming out on top as far as the Pro-Am. Then the safety car for the stranded Henry Kwong Triple Ace racing machine. That's when the problem started for Leo Ye. He cleaned off his Michelin tyres, managed to weather the storm at the front of the field. Eric Kwong stayed out the way, having gone a lap down. Not plain sailing by any means at the front of the field for the Junshi Racing driver, but held off Lin Kang, who was on new tyres for this race. And at the checkered flag, the gap was just on 0.7 of a second. Let's go to the podium. Here's Chase. this is the overall pro podium.
Let's welcome the second place, Lin Kang from BD Group. 让我们欢迎林康，来自保德企业。
So we missed
让我们欢迎今天的
number
赢
99 driver
家
Kai
刘
Lo.
烨
And now our winner, Liu
Jing Jie Racing.
Jing Racing.
And the dealer trophy winner is 获得我们经销商奖杯的是俊杰 Racing 上海。现在让我们有请保时捷中国汽车销售有限公司法律合规和公共政策部副总裁刘建龙先生。Now we are glad to invite Mr. Colin Liu, Vice President Legal Compliance and Public Policy Porsche China, to present the winner and dealer trophy. Welcome. 现在让我们有请米其林亚太赛事总监马芬先生上台。Now we are glad to invite Mr. Ben Hart, Director Motorsport Michelin Asia Pacific, to present the second place trophy. Now 有请保时捷亚太赛车上海贸易有限公司财务与法务高级顾问陈允业。Now we are glad to invite Ms. Charlotte Chen, Senior Counsel Finance and Regulation, PMAP, to present the third place trophy. Okay, now we're gonna take a group photo together. Okay.
Showing inexperience there. Didn't get out of the way for the champagne quick enough. Always move a long way away when you're doing the podium presentations. Make sure you are well out of the firing line before the word sham and pain are mentioned. The words sham and pain are mentioned. So back to do it again tomorrow with a second race, 11:20 local time. We'll be on the air for all the atmosphere before that, around about 20 minutes or so before that. We'll reset the podium now for the AM winners. Check that for the Pro AM winners, my apologies. Finished in 5th overall. So pretty good run to be coming in behind Daniel Liu Wenlong in 4th, and the 3 that we've just seen on the podium. Separate point structure for the 2 categories, so we will crown 3 champions by the time we get to the end of October and to the final 2 races of the year at Shanghai International Circuit.
保时捷卡雷拉杯第1回合正在绅士组别。Next, let's invite the winner of round 1 of Porsche Carrera Cup Asia 2022 in Zhuzhou for the Pro Am Plus. Let's welcome, 让我们有请第3名包金龙。 Team Shanghai Yongda， 包金龙来自上海永达车队。Second place， 吕威 RMB Racing， 吕威来自原力车队。First place， 周碧煌 Porsche Beijing Central and Golden Point， 保时捷北京长安金港车队。现在让我们有请保时捷中国汽车销售有限公司法律合规和公共政策部副总裁刘建宏。Now we are glad to invite Mr. Colin Liu, Vice President, Legal Compliance and Public Policy, Porsche China, to present the winner trophy. 那我们现在有请米其林亚太赛事总监马奔先生。Now we are glad to invite Mr. Ben Mar, Director of Motorsport, Michelin Asia Pacific, to present the second place trophy. 现在让我们有请保时捷亚太赛车上海贸易有限公司财务与法务高级顾问陈允念。Now we are glad to invite Mr. Le Chen, Senior Counsel Finance and Regulations, PMAE, to present their third place trophy. Let's have a group photo together. Okay, now it's a champagne time. Are you guys ready? Woo!
Oh dear, that's going to be a very, very smelly race suit tomorrow for our winner. He's not going to find his competitors there. Climax Racing team, hopefully I've got a spare set of overalls for Tan. Excuse me, no, that's the AM, that's next. My apologies. But I do hope they've got a spare set of overalls for them, because there's nothing worse than the smell of dried in bubbly. So that just leaves us with the arms, and it will be Climax Racing's Tan Rubin on the number 7 car, who is on the top step of that podium. Let's get back to Jade for the final time.
Okay. Next, let's invite the winner of round 1 of Porsche Carrera Cup Asia 2022 in Zhuzhou for the M+. 接下来，让我们颁发2022亚洲保时捷卡雷拉杯第1回合正赛业余组别。首先，让我们欢迎第3名 ，Let's welcome Jackie Wu, Shanghai Pudong and 外高桥69 Racing。吴飞仪来自上海浦东外高桥车队，请上台。Second place， 朱芷耀 from Team KRC， 欢迎朱芷耀来自康氏竞速。And our winner， 韩耀斌 from Team Climax Racing， 让我们欢迎第1名唐若冰来自于 接下来让我们有请保时捷中国汽车销售有限公司法律合规和公共政策部副总裁刘建龙先生为我们上台。Now we are glad to invite Mr. Colin Liu, Vice President Legal Compliance and Public Policy, Porsche China, to present the winner trophy. 现在让我们有请米其林亚太赛事总监马奔先生为我们颁奖。Now we are glad to invite Mr. Ben Mar, Director Motorsports, Michelin Asia Pacific, to present to the second place trophy. 接下来让我们有请保时捷亚太汽车上海贸易有限公司财务与法务高级顾问陈宇念。Now we are glad to invite Ms. Charlotte Chan, Senior Counsel Finance and Regulations PMAP, to present the third place trophy. Okay, now let's have a group photo together. Champagne time. Ready?
Jackie Wu might have only been third, but he was by far the quickest to get the cork out of the champagne. Well, a brilliant start to the 2022 Porsche Carrera Cup Asia, and we'll be back to do it again tomorrow on air just on 11 for a green flag, or at least lights out, at 20 past 11 local time. For all the details, go to Porsche Carrera Cup Asia on Facebook or on the World Wide Web. I'm John Hindhaugh. Thanks to all the team, trackside and further afield. We're off and running for 2022 and the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. Join us tomorrow if you can. Bye-bye.